Okay, so time to do a brain dump. Here at my brother-in-law's place, waking hard, and I've moved a lot of my stuff here. So let's flip this thing around. I'm doing screen recording, so what I'm going to be able to do here is, without having all this jerkiness of the thing, I can go straight to different editors. I can go here to the one with the katana, still talk, you should still be able to hear me, and I can click back and forth like that. And I can change direction. So here is what's happening guitar-wise. I've made this little space in the washroom, my new studio, and we're going with Gretches. It's holding all my bags and stuff. Come on, dang, stop it. Helix down there as a MIDI controller, and then 3 of these things. Can we fix this stupid lighting? There you go. So that is the new toy, and really what's happening here is my rigs consist of modelers. They're all, what's the word for it? Hybrid rigs. So you've got pedals, yes. You've got helixes down there doing MIDI control or stumps doing stuff. And basically, the way I think about this is, I put this thing down here. That's 8 blocks with expansion. Yeah, you've got your stereo loop. You've got your MIDI on this side. That's a normal thing. If you're going and changing presets, you're going to have a problem with little micro gaps, so you kind of don't want to do that. So what you can do is just expand. And expand and expand and expand and expand and expand. That's all the Keeley stuff. I'll pull that out later. But this is a brain dump, but mostly for me. So take the concept of 8 blocks. And now let's add another 8 or 10 here. A helix, unlike this, which is a fixed chain, you've only got 1 drive, 1 amp, a whole bunch of EQs, 2 different mod and effects blocks that can be interchanged. They hold the same thing. 2 delays, which is super important, a reverb, and a cab emulation. So that's that. If you stick that in there, I'm not going to do it right now, but let's say you mix these 2 together and join it with MIDI patch rather, you now have 17 blocks, which is a lot. So what I'm trying to do is control all that with this massive rig, all Pirate MIDI stuff, and an Iridium, so that you have knobs, because these will send MIDI as well. That's important. So let's go over here and talk about why. These things are damn bright. In the darkness, it works really well. So if you start with the helix down here, let's get some light on the subject so you can see it. The whole idea of the helix is you've got effectively 10 switches if it's in 10 switch mode, and then 2 just to do maintenance. So this little rig here was born of the idea of 6 and 4 to replicate the 10 switches on the helix, and what I was going to do is use this thing as a remote. Nice and small. Come on, thing. You bounce those, man. Stupid. One sec. Okay. 10 switches. That's basically a helix floor, minus the stuff to move. Yeah? And I found that that was just too limiting. So if I wanted to go and control stuff, as cool as that is, control-wise, you see how well you can see it. You get a little fix from the camera, no big deal. But 10 switches is just not enough. So I added another 6 up here. If you think in terms of a helix, that's the full 12 switches, so you could do exactly what the Helix is doing with just these two. But adding more, I already had this. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 perfect little blocks times 2. Think about that. That's the control system. It's not doing anything, it's just MIDI. But the whole idea here is that you're displaying what's going on. And the way this thing can control, if I hold it down, that's turning it off. If I click it, that's giving you multiple channel options using smart messages. And in some cases, those are actually linked. It depends which ones I programmed or not. Some of them are done, some of them aren't. I've got a lot of work to do. But the whole idea of this is 8 blocks and then another 8 blocks. Because why? Because because the Boss systems, all the Air systems at least, are stereo. They're made for headphones. And that's going to lead me on to another big topic here, because what I was thinking of doing with all these things is adding in the complexity of a matrix switcher, the ML10X from Morningstar, which would be very similar to what you can do with all that stuff on TPS, whatever the guy's name is, Daniel, the gig rig board, that super board, which is massive. The problem that I saw with that is this doesn't have any switching. It has WIDIs, and the WIDIs are talking to the WIDIs, and there's other WIDIs in there. So like your Halo, if I want to control that, there's a Pirate MIDI click right there, which connects with ATRS in there, and that will flick remotely the sides, just the same way that you'd have if you used the remote from Keeley, but it's wireless. Wicked. This thing, the Kernum, that can dually drive stuff pretty well much. Even dual drives, you can get pretty well much whatever you want in the audio spectrum. But that too has MIDI, which is going through the click, which comes back out. So if I start turning these things, those can be mapped to control stuff in the modelers. Yeah, all of the modelers. That one, even that one. So I can be running 3 or 4 of these things all at once. Dual stereo rigs, which is awesome. I've got that and the little one. You can't do that with 2, but that's really cool. Or you can be playing hard stuff through here, all your heavy drives, and having your ambient sounds come out of this and interact with the guitars, which is a big deal. It's nice to have the guitar do stuff like that. So the big idea is that. Now, as you can see, all this stuff here is running off of batteries. And I'm gonna put this thing down and turn on that other board now and finish this brain dump before I go crazy. Now, it's gonna be interesting to see if that's upside down or not. Could well be. USB. Split this thing forward. Push that in there. Push that in there. And hopefully, it might take a while because it's a lot of stuff to come out.